Well, in the words of Joe Swanson,
Wow, that was the worst piece of crap I've ever seen.
and in case you guys are wondering what is this handsome bobblehead doing on the table and what are these things behind me? Well, these are birthday balloons because yesterday was my birthday. And my dad got this really cool bobblehead figure of me. They got the head on point, just to give y'all a closer look at this right here. But no, yesterday was my birthday. I had a really fun time with the family and it was much needed. But too bad this movie wasn't fun. So The Beast Within is once again a brand new horror film that a lot of people have probably never heard of. The film is directed by Alexander J. Farrell and it stars Kit Harington, Kaoling Springall, Ashley Cummings, and James Cosmo. 10-year-old Willow follows her parents on one of their secret late-night treks to the heart of an ancient forest. After witnessing her father undergo a terrible transformation, she too becomes ensnared by the dark ancestral secret that they've so desperately tried to conceal. This movie reminds me of The Wolfman, but if it was boring and lackluster. So let me start with the pros because there's not a lot. I thought the chemistry between Kit Harington and Kaoling Springall was fine. I felt those two really carried this entire movie on their shoulders. The emotional aspects in this movie rely heavily on these two, and I felt that they tried their absolute hardest with what they had. If anything, the movie focuses more on the little girl compared to Kit Harington, but because Kit Harington is the biggest name attached to this project, they needed a selling point, so from a business standpoint, I get it. Those two carried the hell out of this movie. And even though I wasn't the biggest fan of their characters, they were better than the other characters. And I will give credit where credit is due. I appreciate the use of practical effects for the Wolfman. At least it looked practical. I'm pretty sure it was practical, but regardless, at least the Wolfman looked pretty cool. So props to them for using practical effects. Yeah, that's it for the pros. Let's get into the bad, because goodness gracious, when I tell y'all this movie is boring, it is boring. From start to finish, this movie is a complete snooze fest. How is the climax of your movie boring and underwhelming? How does that even happen? Now listen, I am all for a slow burn film. I have nothing against slow burn. But dude, if you're gonna be a slow burn movie, be entertaining at the very least. I felt like nothing was really happening. Like, it took this movie, what, a good hour before it really did its huge reveal? Mind you, this movie is only an hour and 37 minutes. So more than half of the movie is done at this point. What are we doing? Normally when I go see movies, I don't really walk out of the movie, but this was one of the few occurrences in which I almost did it. I came this close to walking out of the movie. I shit you not. Not only is this movie dull and lackluster, it is so predictable. 30 minutes into the film, you can already predict what's going to happen. And by the very end, I predicted the entire movie, except for the ending. The ending, I'm gonna get into that later. There were no real surprises. It's like the movie told you within the first 30 minutes what's going to happen. No surprises, no twists. Well, there is one twist, but I thought it was kind of confusing and stupid. But for the rest of the movie, you can predict what's coming from a mile away. And other than Kit Harington and the little girl, I felt no real attachment to really any of the other characters. The mother I didn't care for, the grandfather I didn't care for. I just felt like those two were kind of just there. Those two characters could have died and I would not give a single fuck. From an acting standpoint, it's good, but their character writing is just not there. So not only is this movie boring and predictable, but two of the four characters, they're pretty lackluster. And I rolled my eyes when I saw that ending. It felt so cheap and lazy and not deserved. You know what? I'm gonna say it, and I may regret this. I'd rather watch The Strangers Chapter 1 than this. The Strangers Chapter 1 was terrible, don't get me wrong, but at least I could laugh at how terrible it was. But in this movie, there's nothing to laugh at. It's just so dull. It is so underwhelming and so unamusing, and overall, this movie is not it, yo. And then you drop it during the week of Deadpool and Wolverine? Yeah, forget about it. This movie isn't interesting. It isn't good. This is a movie that you would find in the $5 Walmart DVD bin, and that is where it belongs. So, plugging The Beast Within. Into the rank system, I am placing this one into the negative zone. But yeah, y'all, that is pretty much my review for The Beast Within. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys thought about The Beast Within. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you even see this movie? How many of you are finna go see Deadpool and Wolverine again? Whatever you thought, let me know down in the comment section below. And as always, guys, leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you all in the next one.